Even worse. But I laugh at his idiotic accusation. I never asked him for anything. Okay, I asked him for one thing, actually. When we played, I had to fucking get tabletop Sims so that we could play together. He pestered me for weeks on end until I finally bought the fucking thing, and we played it. And then there was this card game called Super Fight or something like that. It's this card game, but to be able to play it on this thing, you had to pay this $5 like addition. It's like an add-on for the game, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I asked him for that add-on so that we could play it, and he bought it for me. That's the only thing I actually asked him for. All these other games he got me were all games that he wanted me to play with him. And if I wanted to fucking deplete him of his money, I certainly wouldn't have refunded the Ninja Turtles game for him so that he could get his fucking money back on a game we all agreed sucked fucking balls. And he made such a big fucking deal out of that, like it was destroying him,
Dude, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, dude. Did I really, listen to all his problems and all of his woes for 6 years for a couple of fucking Steam games? Are you fucking for real?
But here's the best part. Tell them what caused it in the first place. Like, what caused him to throw his little baby fit?
Well, apparently the last straw, because what he's telling people now on the That's Doable channel, let me pull that up so that I can read the comment. You guys can go to That's Doable's channel. I don't give a fuck what That's Doable says about me. He's been making the same video about me since fucking 2011, and they're all, I hate Asalieri, he's a fucking douchebag. You know what? I am a douchebag. Go fuck yourself. If you don't like it, you don't have to fucking listen to me. Go fuck yourself.
And let me just say real quick, like a couple people in the chat have been like, "Oh, Rob don't have a lot of rage on this subject." I really don't. I'm here for the fucking laughs, man. like I said, I'm just here to fucking enjoy myself. I'm having a fucking chill day, not fucking doing nothing. Ace is like, "You want to join me?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I want to join you. I'll rip apart anybody at any fucking time." Okay,
well, you can only talk to his quality, to his quality as a reviewer. I mean,
I don't know him as a person.
But I can talk to him as a person, and as a person, he's a real piece of shit, and he proved it. I didn't say it. The last time I brought him up was on fucking Big Al's stream a couple of weeks ago, like a week ago, and I just basically said that the only groups of people that won't like Ghostbusters are SJW and Emmer Prevost.
It's ridiculous, man. That whole fucking thing doesn't make a goddamn bit of sense.
And this guy decided to go and start fucking telling anybody who listened about how much he hates me. He's going on Asalieri hate videos, leaving comments on all of them. How fucking pathetic are you, Emmer? How fucking pathetic are you? You're fucking piggybacking off of me, you piece of shit.
Well, see, here's the problem.
He knows he's losing. Yeah. Go ahead.
The problem is, I will rip apart anybody I don't have any respect for, like I said. I'll probably rip apart anybody even if I respect them. I just like ripping people apart. But at the same time, with Helsing, man, I just don't have any respect for the guy. I remember back in the day, because like I said, Helsing likes to talk shit about people, and then certain people will call him out on that shit. And Stan Bergman fucking called him out on that shit back in the day. And they were doing this live stream, and fucking Stan wouldn't. Fucking Emmer wouldn't bring Stan onto the fucking live stream to fucking actually have a conversation with him and talk something out. And it was just fucking ridiculous. He had to like chat in the fucking chat box because God forbid Helsing has to fucking get face to face with somebody and actually have a fucking actual conversation because he'd get fucking annihilated. Okay? He can't hardly even make a video by himself. It takes like 5 minutes to spit out one fucking sentence, man. I ain't got no time for this. God damn. I only got the week off, dude. I can't have you be telling me a story, man. I ain't got the time, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't got the time.
I mean, he has this extreme, view of himself. He's both self-doubting.
Actual conversation. It is, dude. Totally. Oh yeah, I only got it. Like he actually. What'd you say yesterday? You said he actually thinks he has a TV show. Like he actually thinks this is serious business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't have it both ways. You can't
Rob and I were just going back and forth. We were there for like 2 hours just cracking jokes, mostly fat jokes because we're just that low kind of people. I don't have a single creative bone in my body.
And my whole philosophy is if it's funny, it's funny. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't give a fuck now. I'm just gonna blurt shit out because fuck you, Emmer. Fuck you and fuck your friendship. Shove it up your ass. Your big fucking 3-mile ass. So yeah,
It's never been good. It's never been good.
So this is what he says about me. Like take it from someone who put up with this bullshit for years. He's usually angry or bitter about someone or something. Well, yeah, when they fucking backstab me, of course. Also, as noted in the video, nothing is ever his fault. Oh no, I have many faults and I've done many fucking mistakes, and I fucking apologize for my mistakes. Fuck, I apologize to fucking Jay Frieden, who I had a fucking big old war with. Because I didn't want to deal with that shit. There was no point in continuing that.
Yeah. See, the problem is nobody actually really knows you, Asa. So they try to fucking say, you're on welfare, you're all this and that. You just kind of roll with it.
Yeah. I don't even answer those people. Like this guy over here is saying, oh, he's a fucking welfare queen or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Is that why I go to fucking a different country every year? Why I can attend sporting events and shit?
It's fucking totally silly.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, in a few days, I'm actually gonna go to Santa Clara to watch the opening of a soccer tournament. I like the sport soccer. Bite me if you don't like it. I don't care. What's funny is I like football and soccer. I'm probably the only person on this planet that likes both sports.
Yeah, I think I don't know if the stream's down or what's going on. I read a couple comments, but I don't know. You might want to check it.
It says it's live.
Is it? Yeah, somebody's saying this keeps.
YouTube's fucking system sucks.
Yeah, I always have problems with my streams too. At least once, like in every fucking game I try to play, I got to restart my shit.
But yeah, so Emma wrote this big old song and dance about me over here. It's pretty damn sad that you still think this is about the games I gave you. It isn't? Okay. It isn't. Not now, not ever. Keep them. This is about you being a whiny, narcissistic smacktard with a shitty attitude and a love of drama. Really? So, I didn't talk shit about you for 5 fucking months, Emmer, and you bring me up constantly in these fucking comments against people that are just dying to talk shit about me and who have been doing so for years. Who is searching for the fucking drama here, Emmer? I mean, if you'd have shut your fat mouth up, maybe I wouldn't be doing this stream right now. Maybe we could be cool with each other and ignore each other's existence till the end of time. But now, since you want to be that way, I got to be that way too now. And he's like, don't feed me your bullshit about not being a drama whore. Well, I'm not. Anybody who's been paying attention to my channel for the last couple of years, not years, I mean, last couple of months, yeah. You'd see that all I've been doing is putting up fucking video game, live video game streams. That's it.
Yeah.
Shit, and I think it's boring the piss out of people. Now I'm doing this fucking expose on Emmer, and look how many people are watching.
Yeah, exactly, dude. They love that shit.
They love that shit. YouTube can't get enough of that shit. It's not drama, because I don't give a fuck what you think now, man. I'm just gonna fucking spew bile on you for the next however the fuck I feel, for however long I fucking feel like. It's not drama because I don't want to even engage you in it.
Like I said, dude.
If it's drama to tell your opinion about something, then you know what? The entire fucking internet is one big bowl of drama, and you can all go fuck yourselves. I could give a fucking shit right now. You can think whatever you want about me. There's some
Camel's back was because Asa didn't like Sonic R. Like, that was the whole fucking beginning of it.
Sonic Racing.
So you didn't like a game that the rest of the world also doesn't fucking like. That's the general consensus.
Now, you know what bugged him is that he had to spend $5 on it.
Oh, dude, I mean,
That
fucking shit for my website, man. I couldn't be wasting it on fucking Sonic R.
You know what? Call me a drama whore. If it's being a drama whore, just fucking ranting because, you know, you're sick of the backstab. Oh, fuck now, man.
The stream's fucking up real bad, dude. People in the comments are kind of talking about it. Maybe you might have to restart it. Or maybe restart your computer.
It appears to be working now. I think those might have been like 10 seconds ago. Click back 10 seconds ago. You lost 18 viewers. Oh, well. I think it's because so many people clogging up the space lag. Yeah, dude, it suddenly became, you know, I usually only get like 12, 13 people watching, but suddenly I talk shit about this piece of shit, and everybody wants to know. See, that's just how it is. That's fucking online, dude. Everybody wants to talk shit about everybody. Sadly, there's no respect online. Respect doesn't exist online.
Yeah. Dude, by the end of my fucking alpha stream, I had damn near fucking 140 people in that fucking chat room, dude.
I
started out, it was going crazy. People love that shit, dude. They love, hate fuels the internet, my friend. And hate is just, you know, depending on how you do it, it's also very fucking funny.
I like how he says, you couldn't even gain a spine to get a hold of me before you posted that video. No, that's a fucking bald-faced lie. I tried to get a hold of him. Hell, I even, you know, asked other people, hey, could you tell him to contact me so that I can talk to him? He blocked me everywhere instantly after the whole Sonic, you know, debacle on my Facebook account. Like, he blocked me everywhere, and he says he didn't. He didn't. He made it so that I couldn't, you know, contact him. That is, in effect, blocking. I could not talk to him. Fucking take it.
Yeah, they said they can't hear us all, dude. This one guy said that, there's 2 seconds of talk and then like 30 seconds of silence.
Let's see.
Could have those issues, we'd be well over 100 fucking viewers by now, dude.
Right? Dude,
For sure.
I hate this fucking thing. It doesn't sync up is part of the problem. It's laggy as fuck, they're saying.
Here, I'm gonna say, Asa is gonna upload it.
Well, the first, you know, now it's going to be like 2 separate streams, I guess.
Yeah.
Is it working now?
Hard.
Let's see.
Kick off, dude. I can't have you patient.
Let's see.
Could have those issues, we'd be well over 100 fucking viewers by now, dude.
Well, I had it at 78 is part of the problem. It's laggy as fuck. Well, it appears to be live again.
Alright, yeah, just stream at the lowest quality on the video. You don't even need that much on the like video or anything. Like just do that in 240p or something, and it'll probably stream really good.
Know, maybe if I just remove the video capture stuff and just leave the images there, that would probably help.
Yeah.
Because people don't need to see my fat ass. They already know what I look like. They already know that I look like a big fat piece of shit. The difference is Emmer doesn't know that he's a big fat piece of shit.
Oh, ruthless. Love it.
Helsing had an obesity contest with Boogie, and Helsing won. So yeah, once again,
I think he's bigger, dude. Like I'm telling you.
Oh wait! There's that picture you sent me last night. Fucking hang on.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get that picture here.
Somebody just said, oh my god, somebody just said Play a Bogart came back to YouTube. No shit?
Really? Wow.
What's this? Is he still Play a Bogart? That's cool, man. I don't know if I ever really talked to that guy. I have to try to get a hold of him, but alright, back to the destruction.
The destruction.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's a picture of Emmer when he was still thin. Let's see here. God, I hate this whole, you have to reposition this thing. Why doesn't it instantly reposition? There you go. There you go, Rob. That's Emmer when he was thin. In other Emmer.
Oh my god.
They made a mistake back there in those bulky suits. That's what I was trying to get. But now you can see the instrumentation Dell was giving me a hard time. I drove 5 hours to get to Washington to measure the inside of the limb. You can see the floor there from front to back is 32 inches, 24 of it usable because the upper panel is in the way above the door, and you can see the delicate tubes and wires there that they couldn't back into without possibly breaking. They have to be very careful. You don't have two chances. And one astronaut had to back in back of that door once it opened to the inside, and it's only 36 inches from side to side and 24 inches to the back. And so the astronaut had to get out of the way. Two men in there, shoulder to shoulder, were cramped like two men in a phone booth. Now here's Alan Nadell, the curator, who refused me the cherry picker in the beginning after promising me I could have it. But I finally got him to give it to me. And it's coming now so I could get in closer to measure it. And Nadell was not happy with me at all. Now we're trying to get in closer. This is through the side window of the limb. I'm trying to show you the panels on the side where they couldn't put their backpacks in. That yellow bar is in the center. And this here, you can see the space between the ceiling and the bell there is about 3 feet. There's the top of the bell. That's above the engine, the bell. And they come down through the hatch between the limb and the command module. Those holes in the floor are where their feet are attached to keep them from floating. And you can see the astronaut stations are directly in front of the door. And they couldn't back up into this bell section either, so they were trapped in the middle. Anchored to the floor here. And these would have to be stuck to the bulkhead door. So Frank, I asked you if there was an official manual telling them how to exit the limb, and you said no. You said each crew had to figure it out for themselves. But there was no actual manual telling them how to do this, right? Oh, yeah. Procedures. Was it in a manual somewhere I could get a copy of? Sure. Do you have a copy of it? I don't personally. We can look for one. I mean, we get checklists for everything. But you don't remember what it was? There was no standards? Yeah. Each crew pretty much had their own deal. Frank, each move of the crew was choreographed to the second, and yet nobody told them how to get out. That's an incredible statement to make. So I went to Boeing. They built the rover, that little car that they ran on the moon. And Boeing said they had no documents either. They'd all been destroyed. All been destroyed. You're looking at the rover and you can see all the equipment on the front. It could not double over in half. All right, Frank, now you told me that the rover was not folded over when it fit into the limb. We'll get to that later, but I want to show you this here now. You can see here in the NASA drawings that the wheels are folded up and it is folded over in the middle. In fact, it looked something like that, folded over, and the wheels fold up. And this is 3 feet from here to here, so this is about 2 feet long. You can see here that this is how it would have had to have fit into the section of the limb where it fit. This is the design, and this is 4 feet. This makes this about, at least over 2 feet. This, Frank, is how it was folded up in the side of the limb, and that's how it looked folded up, only you dispute this. You say that it was not folded like this. You said it was folded on a 90-degree angle, and that's going to be very important coming up. Let's talk about it. All right, now, this is NASA's somersault in space. So I went to Houston to photograph it because I doubted it could fold in half and fit into the 5-foot section, and you agreed with me, Frank. You said it folded on a 90-degree angle.
All these pieces, first of all these things stick out together. Right. And everything have to be put on after it's controlled.
Right, I'm talking about the metal, the white boxes.
Okay. The seats fold down forward, so they're flat.
Right.
Okay. And well, you can see the hinges.
Now I want to talk about the stuff in the front.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the whole thing.
Okay.
This stuff in the back,
Right.
is a tool module that's set on here, so that comes off.
They put that on the move?
Yeah. Yeah, that comes from that other equipment bin. Remember I pointed it out on the left?
Okay.
All that stuff is in there. All your tools are there. So that's off. That's flat.
Okay.
All right. The seats are where your batteries are.
Right.
You're sitting on the batteries effectively.
Okay.
All right. So the seats fold down, flat. Okay.
Right.
And now, right behind or in front of each of these wheels, there's a hinge point right across. Okay. So that this piece folds up this way, 90 degrees.
Right.
That takes the whole back end up off the ground.
Right.
Then the back part, just in front of the wheels, folds the other way. So it folds over.
So does this back piece fold flat over the seats?
No.
Okay,
No,
does
it
the
just
front
folds
piece?
90 degrees.
Does the front? Okay, the front does too. Now another thing. The astronauts had this camera made for them specially to photograph stars. Now, had stars been photographed on the moon, the astronomy buffs here could have said, absolutely, we went to the moon because they know how to orient that kind of thing. And all the astronauts have ever said is they never saw stars. Even when they took pictures of the Earth, there were no stars in the picture, and yet the Earth is reflected light, and the stars should have been bright like headlights of cars, because there's no atmosphere. Sky totally black, but there's no stars. And even in some pictures, the Earth is about the size of the moon, which it should have been at least 4 times bigger. And so the people who are your critics, Frank, say that was a phony shot. Somebody should have thought of that. Anyway, I asked you on the phone, I said, where are the photos? Hundreds of them should have been taken, should have been in manuals, books, everywhere. They should have been proud of them. You said, maybe in some scientific journals. You couldn't tell me the journals. That would have proven you went to the moon, Frank. But there's no stars in any NASA photos, so we can't prove it that way.
Young set up an ultraviolet camera to provide the first astronomical observations from the moon.
So I said, well, what do you got that proves we went there? I got no paperwork from Grumman or Boeing. There's nothing in the archives. There's stars don't exist. And we'll get into some other things. And you said that the rooster tail of the rover, when it was running along the moon's surface, proved it.
With Duke acting as photographer and Young as driver, they put the rover through a full test.
Man, you are really bouncing. Is he on the ground at all? That's 10 kilometers. He's got about 2 wheels on the ground. Okay, turn sharp. I have no desire to turn sharp. Okay, here's the Sharpie. Hey, that's great. It's a big rooster tail on all 4 wheels. And if he turns, he skids, the back end breaks loose just like on snow. Come on back, John. And the deck is running. Man, I'll tell you, Andy's never seen a driver like this. And when he hits the craters and starts bouncing, it's when he gets his rooster tail. He makes sharp turns. So I checked that out, and we'll see that further in the film. And I found that that was the absolute proof, Frank, that what was taken on Earth. And the theory is, when we get there, so you'll understand, is that Einstein's theory, and remember, the moon has gravity. The moon has gravity. Like Earth, it's 1/6 the Earth, but it's gravity. And you can see in the NASA videotape that I've brought to show that everything looks pretty heavy. I mean, once they got that LEM into gravity, it would have operated just like Earth gravity and been subject to the same effect. So when the rover spits dust out of the back, the law is that, the physics law is that as fast as that dust or dirt, whatever it is you were spitting out of the back wheels of that rover, should have fallen to Earth at the same speed that it went up, because there's no atmosphere to stop it. And yet what we're going to see, Frank, is that it goes up and then it hits a wall of atmosphere. And it stops and it trails off. You can see it. It should have made a perfect arc going down as fast as it went up. But it doesn't. And you can see trails of it as it goes up, hits the atmosphere, and stops. Goes up, hits the atmosphere, and stops. That was done on Earth.
With Duke acting as photographer and Young as driver, they put the rover through a full test.
Man, you are really bouncing it. Is he on the ground at all? That's 10 kilometers. Huh? He's got about 2 wheels on the ground. He turned sharp. I have noticed that he turned sharp. Okay, here's a Sharpie. Hey, that's great. Is a big rooster tail on all 4 wheels. All right, Frank, let's study this carefully. It's very important because what we have here is no atmosphere and 1/6 gravity. This rooster tail should probably have gone up 60 feet in the air, and yet it only goes up maybe less than 10 feet, and it creates waves. You'll see them go up, waves. It doesn't make an arc like it should. The theory being, see that wave? That's because it hits atmosphere and stops. The sand, the dust, those particles should have kept going, because nothing should have stopped it, but it hits resistance. And you can see it go, and they don't go up very high for no gravity. So let's take a look at this again. I mean, this is a very important point. This whole rover problem, the side of the LEM was only 5 feet high. And yet, when this car was folded on a 90-degree angle, it would have been anywhere from 8 to 11 feet long, Frank. It could not have fit in there. And later we're going to see, when they take the LEM in Apollo 15 the rover out of the LEM in Apollo 15, you don't actually see them doing it. You obscure the photography so you can't see them take it out of the side. Now watch here. We're going to have those waves. A body in motion tends to remain in motion unless stopped, and the only thing that could stop this soil would be atmosphere. And that right there, those waves are where it hits the atmosphere and stops, Frank. I want to know what NASA scientific principle says that that's wrong. How on the moon could it create a wave like that? The dirt should have gone all the way through in a perfect rainbow arc. Watch again. It's very important. See those waves coming back in? Waves, lines, like on a graph, telltale signs that it's hitting a wall of thick atmosphere and the dust is being suspended in it. They should not be there. You have to explain to me how they could possibly be there in no atmosphere to say that you were on the moon, and this was your definite proof, you said. You hung up on me at this point. You were exasperated and said you wouldn't talk to me anymore because I didn't believe that this was real. Let's take one more look at it. Like on a graph, there's a wave. The dust particles go up and get stopped. This was your proof. And this is my proof that it was taken on Earth. So there's my problem. I'm willing to say we went to the moon, Frank, if we can get past all the technical problems we're about to see. If I can see some paperwork,
can see anything that proves it. And the video we're about to see, the official NASA video, appears to be all a fraud.
Good morning, and as I recall, BP was the one that had a imp spike on it once before. In the interim here, we're starting to go ahead and button up the tunnel again.
April 11th, 1970, launch day. The crew of Apollo 13. Jim Lovell, commander and veteran of 3 previous missions. He had orbited the moon Christmas 1968 on Apollo 8. Fred Hayes, his first time up, lunar module pilot. Jack Swigert, command module pilot. 3 days ago, he was on the backup crew. Now he replaced Ken Mattingly. Mattingly had been dropped from the mission because he had been exposed to German measles.
Notice the blue sky outside the window. It should be pitch black in outer space.
One of the big problems was consumables. There would be enough to eat and drink. But in space, there are other factors. Oxygen to breathe, electrical power to keep the spacecraft alive, water to cool the equipment and keep it operating. To conserve the electric power and cooling water, the crew...
Now look at the white light coming in through this window. You can't have white light without atmosphere. It should be pitch black. And see the blue light coming down in the lower right-hand corner coming in from that window? And blue light coming in from this window?
The consumables, cooling water, electric power.
The LEM water gun was leaking, and we shut that off. I guess it leaked about a quart of water, I would estimate. But it took me about 2 days to get my feet dry, and
So I noticed this tunnel coming down from the top of the ceiling of the LEM. What could it be? The next point, Frank, that we'll see in the picture is you said that this hatch right here opened toward the back, this way. And you can see right here, Frank, that it opens toward the left-hand side. I don't know why you told me it opened toward the back, except that in the Apollo 13 shot, we're going to see that it opens toward the back, and I claim that the Apollo 13 video here was all a fraud. Now you can see the tunnel coming down from the ceiling about a foot. You can see the hatch door, the white silver thing in the back.